Well, thanks a lot. And certainly since President Obama's visit to India, India and the US seem to have had a slight slide in their relations. And the question really, can this strategic dialogue now take that relationship to any new heights? Joining me this hour early in the morning before those talks begin, Lydia Polgreen is there. She is a journalist with the New York Times, as well as Ambassador K.C. Singh, a former diplomat. Here in the studio, we're joined by Pramit Pal Chaudhary, senior editor with the Hindustan Times, and Dr. Sreeram Chaulia of the O.P. Jindal International Affairs Institute. Global issues, it is in fact the East Asia dialogue between the two countries likely to lead this time to perhaps even a West Asia dialogue. Dr. Sreeram Chaulia, do you think in a sense the discourse even on Pakistan has moved from discussing just India-Pakistan relations to perhaps discussing Pakistan and the situation there itself?
Yeah, I think the Americans realize it's a regional chessboard which involves multiple players. And the fact that the level of distrust between the United States and Pakistan is at an all-time high means that there is certainly a fallback on India and Indian intelligence and Indian opinion, and therefore I believe this talks that they are going to have today will involve significant sharing of what the Americans have been doing vis-a-vis the Taliban. All this means clearly that it is another, in many ways, a slap on the face of this unreliable friend or ally, whatever Stephen Cohen calls it, in the sense that, listen, we are keeping the Indians in confidence, we're letting them know what's happening in terms of the resolution of the Afghan conflict, and it's not going to be a case where Pakistan continues to dictate the end game in Afghanistan.
Right, thanks a lot, Tracy and Seema. In fact, terror is a large part of the agenda as the US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton sits down with External Affairs Minister S.M. Krishna. In fact, massive delegations of more than 20 on each side for the second Indo-US strategic dialogue. All this coming at a time many are asking if the fizz has gone out of the Indo-US relationship. Chief Diplomatic Correspondent Parul has more. Okay, those talks get underway in about an hour from now. Joining us on what to expect, our International Affairs Editor Surya Gangadharan. Also joining us, Ashley Tellis of the Carnegie Endowment Program. And here in the studio, Dr. Sreeram Chaulia from the O.P. Jindal International Affairs Institute. And if I could ask you first, Dr. Chaulia, terrorism, certainly a large part of the agenda, particularly given the timing of the visit. Are we expecting tough words on terror? Are we expecting Hillary Clinton to go the whole hog, talk about Pakistan, talk about the emerging situation in the region?
I don't think she's going to mention it, Pakistan in name, because they have a delicate relationship which is already in crisis. And whatever she comments here, the platform saying something about Pakistan in India will further embroil that relationship that they have independent of ours. So I think they're more going to, she's going to speak more generically about how the two countries stand united, intelligence sharing, and trying to also piece together the puzzle of the attacks that happened most recently in Mumbai, and I'm sure American intelligence assisting ours in this process. So the focus is going to be more on nitty-gritty, not probably on big policy issues. And certainly, I think if you remember Nicholas Burns, when he was in charge, he said that he's going to press Pakistan to rein in the jihadist groups and so on. So I think she might say something about that, but I still very much doubt that she will risk an already endangered relationship with Pakistan.
All right. Dr. Chaulia, and interesting that it is the Cyber Emergency Response Treaty that the two sides are signing on terror. Is it really the future of terror cooperation that they're discussing? There's nothing in the present?
Yeah, the internet and national security are now intrinsically linked, and the fallouts of all the hackings that have happened both against government infrastructure as well as against corporates like Sony over the last few weeks have shown that this is going to intrinsically define the meaning of security. And so a relationship as wide-ranging as the United States and India cannot keep this out of their ambit. And therefore, I am so happy that they're discussing this, because it will be necessary. It's not only against to build joint defenses against Chinese activists, but it's a larger question of both corporate and government infrastructure and communications and their integrity.